Watching Donald Trump self-destruct each and every day is a sight to behold. You take a look at all of the polls right now. Donald Trump is down in 7 of the major polls right now. Our friend Simon Rosenberg posted them in Civics and Ledger and FAU, in The Economist, Redfield, Angus Reid, and Morning Consult. Donald Trump is down big or just down by a few points. The Morning Consult map has an electoral college blowout in favor of Vice President Kamala Harris. And I think she could continue to expand the map. Donald Trump's stock is crashing, down 23 or 25% or close to 25% over the past month. Donald Trump selling new sneakers because apparently he needs money. He's now selling Bitcoin edition sneakers. I'm not making this up. After he sold the assassination edition sneakers and then those weirdo gold sneakers, now he's selling these Bitcoin sneakers. Want to give a hat tip though to Mother Jones for this headline as we continue to watch Donald Trump implode and self-destruct. The headline is, "White man tells black journalists his black opponent is not black." That's, of course, in reference to when Donald Trump spoke at the National Black Journalist Association. Donald Trump said that there needs to be some investigation because Donald Trump says Vice President Kamala Harris turned black. Just the blatant, despicable racism of Donald Trump on full display in that disaster of whatever you want to call that. Here, play this clip.
Follow up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
diversity, equity, inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
give me a
literally
definition
the words
then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition.
Sir, I'm asking you a question, a very direct question.
Define it for me if you
I just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that
I think somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct.
Yeah. Then you saw the other video I did on that panel. Donald Trump just continued to attack the interviewer, Rachel Scott, one of the moderators. Even the Fox moderator who was on the panel, Harris Faulkner, gasped at Donald Trump's behavior as he was attacking ABC News moderator Rachel Scott. Rachel Scott did a really good job. Here, play this clip.
I think I'd know. Look, if I came onto a stage like this and I got treated so rudely as this woman treated me.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm fine with it because she was very rude, sir. Very rude. That wasn't a question. She didn't ask me a question. She gave a statement. That wasn't a question.
I repeated your statement, sir, actually.
Our friend Simon Rosenberg has an interesting theory. Simon Rosenberg says the following. He goes, "I continue to have this feeling that Trump got what he wanted from the campaign. He got absolute immunity from SCOTUS, the Supreme Court. He got money. He had his scam, SPAC, Special Purpose Acquisition Company, Trump Media, fleecing the RNC in his campaign. He got the foreign investments, and now campaigning and serving 4 years as president seems like a lot of work, perhaps too much for a very feeble and weak Donald Trump." Donald Trump then spoke in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania yesterday, and when he spoke on the big screen, they had this photo right here. Again, Simon Rosenberg says, "No way this stuff is being driven by research. This is just Trump's bile, spite, and rancid racism. This is what was on the screen at the venue where Donald Trump was speaking in Harrisburg. California's Kamala Harris becomes first Indian American U.S. Senator because Donald Trump and all of MAGA, all they continue to do now is have these kind of racist attacks and xenophobic attacks at Vice President Kamala Harris. For example, one of the main speakers before Donald Trump at that Harrisburg event was Alina Habba, who said the following. Play this clip.
I am a strong woman, a mom, a lawyer, and an American. And unlike you, Kamala, I know who my roots are. I know where I come from. And I don't play around with the Constitution.
And Shady Vance or JD Vance or whatever name he's calling himself these days was asked about Donald Trump's various statements about Vice President Kamala Harris. JD Vance is married to a woman of Indian descent. Okay. And JD Vance's reaction is what Donald Trump said. I thought it was hysterical. I think he pointed out the fundamental chameleon-like nature of Kamala Harris. Sheesh, this Shady Vance, dolphin Googler, whatever we want to call him, this guy is a weirdo. By the way, Patriot Takes account unearthed this other weird footage of Shady Vance, just the subtleties of his weirdness too, where he shamed his little daughter because she was drinking chocolate milk that the campaign gave her. And he takes away this little glass of chocolate milk and then says that's enough chocolate milk for the day. He doesn't do it to his son, but he shames his daughter. It's a small moment, but in those small moments, you see a lot. You learn a lot about people here. Play this clip.
Oh, I will.
Here, she's just sucked down a full day's serving of chocolate milk here. Is this our bill here?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Here's
all right.
your
Now we
bill.
got a dozen cinnamon rolls, right?
Yep. Yes.
There you go. Okay, here.
There it is.
Great. I got it actually, yeah. All right, now here's what we're gonna do. Thank you. Oh, those are big cinnamon rolls.
By the way, the betting markets have turned against Donald Trump as well. That was one of the last things he continued to cite, the betting markets. Vice President Kamala Harris gave a speech where she called Donald Trump out yesterday for his horrific conduct at the National Black Journalist Association event. Here's what Vice President Kamala Harris had to say. Play the clip.
We all here remember what those 4 years were like. And today, we were given yet another reminder. This afternoon, Donald Trump spoke at the annual meeting of the National Association of Black Journalists. And it was the same old show. The divisiveness and the disrespect. And let me just say, the American people deserve better. The American people deserve better. The American people deserve a leader who tells the truth, a leader who does not respond with hostility and anger when confronted with the facts. We deserve a leader who understands that our differences do not divide us. They are an essential source of our strength. So I say to Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, ours is a fight for the future.
If you have sensitive skin, you know how hard it can be to find a product that doesn't cause irritation. But today's sponsor, OneSkin, makes it easy. Their topical supplements are formulated with soothing ingredients and natural antioxidants. Plus, they're gentle enough to use every day, even if you have sensitive skin. Founded by an all-woman team of scientists, OneSkin's products are backed by extensive lab and clinical data to validate their efficacy and safety on all skin types. Not only that, they're the first and only skin longevity company to target target cellular senescence, a key hallmark of aging. Their topical supplements are the easiest way to keep your skin healthy and hydrated without the harsh ingredients or irritation often found in other skincare products. For a limited time, you could try OneSkin for 15% off using the code Meidas when you check out at oneskin.co. Give your skin the scientifically proven gentle care it deserves with OneSkin. Treating the symptoms rather than the root causes of aging has long been the norm. Most skincare available on the market is designed to provide a temporary reduction in visible signs of aging, addressing just the surface symptoms of an underlying decline in skin health. In a third-party 12-week clinical study performed by a third-party research organization, OS01 Face was clinically proven to strengthen the skin barrier, improve skin health markers, and diminish visible signs of aging. Wrinkles were diminished by 87% of users. OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. By focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. Get started today with 15% off using code Meidas at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with code Meidas. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you.
By the way, Donald Trump is sending all of these weird emails again. Ben, this is my final message to you. Okay, good. I'm not asking you to send these. Ben, I'll be blunt. Dangerously liberal Kamala Harris already amassed more than $250 million in her ruthless bid to usurp the White House, usurp control. But my campaign has a force that's far more powerful than a legion of liberal billionaires. I have you. Crooked Kamala is counting on Magga Nation to sit by, stay home, and do nothing. But I know that will never happen. I need you to know this. Your support is all that stands between us and total tyranny. Like, all this guy has is fear, and it's weird, and it's utterly pathetic. He sends this one as well. It goes, this is hard to believe. I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. The official Trump Vance Magga hat is more popular than my famous red hat. Ooh, who cares? What in the world are you talking about? If you take a look at the Chiron over here with Jesse Waters on Fox, giving Trump a participation trophy, as Aaron Rupert says. Trump was a good sport, but despite tech glitches, you are a good sport, Donald Trump. Did you catch this moment here, though, where Donald Trump stole the water from Rachel Scott as he was getting increasingly uncomfortable with the fact that she was just asking him normal questions? You'll see that he takes the water, he twists the cap and makes it tighter, and then puts the water back. You'll see that he has his own water on his side, but he takes her water, twists the cap tighter, and then puts it back. Very weird. Here, watch this. Not sure if you caught it when we played the clip.
What do you say?
So what I wanted to say was the last time we spoke, you said some words that were prophetic. Because I asked.
By the way, here's the lead Chiron on Hannity last night. ABC journalist begins Trump interview with insults. Again, they are such snowflakes over and over again. When Donald, you could tell Vice President Kamala Harris is in Donald Trump's head. Because one of the things that Donald Trump says is, he goes, she's not tough on crime, but she's just tough on people like me. Yeah, that means she's tough on crime. You're a convicted felon. You've been found liable for sexual assault. You're a predator. And she knows that. She knows how to prosecute people like you. Here, play this clip.
She wasn't tough on crime. She's only tough on guys like me because they want to go after their political opponents. And we want.
By the way, we created this Venn diagram, helpful graphic for all the Trumpers out there. You see, Vice President Kamala Harris had an Indian mother and a Jamaican father. Donald Trump, take a look at his Venn diagram. He's a rapist and a fraudster. So you see how those Venn diagrams are? Does that make it a little bit easier for you, MAGA Republicans, to try to understand what's going on here? By the way, even Rick Santorum, as Liz Smith says, Rick Santorum, whose Senate career was derailed, this is a Republican, in part because he compared gay marriage to bestiality, is questioning message discipline, never a good thing. This is what Rick Santorum had to say. Play this clip.
Look, Trump has a bevy of riches to go after Kamala Harris. The question is he disciplined enough to stick to those topics and do it. Now, if you look at what happened today in Chicago, he wasn't. He got, and I understand they were punching at him and they were baiting him, but that's what every reporter is going to do to Donald Trump to get him off his message. The most important thing is for him to stay on message in front of folks who are not rally goers, but people who are listening to interviews who may not know the Kamala Harris story, and they didn't get that story from Donald Trump today.
By the way, in her memoir, Natasha Alford points this out. In her memoir, The Truths We Hold: An American Journey, Vice President Kamala Harris says that although her mother raised her to appreciate her Indian heritage, she was also intentional about ensuring Kamala celebrated her blackness. This is from the book. My mother understood very well that she was raising 2 black daughters. She knew that her adopted homeland would see Maya and me as black girls, and she was determined to make sure we would grow into confident, proud black women. It's from Vice President Kamala Harris's book right there. I want to show you one other moment right here from Vice President Kamala Harris's speech I think is important, where she calls out the dangerous agenda of Donald Trump. Here, play this clip.
You may have seen their agenda. They call it Project 2025. Right. And it is a 900-page agenda of extremism. Project 2025 would raise taxes on middle-class families and cut taxes for billionaires, eliminate the Department of Education, and end programs like Head Start, which of course would take away preschool from hundreds of thousands of our children. All of this to build on what Donald Trump did in his first term. When he was president, he gave tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations. He tried to cut Social Security and Medicare every single year. And he and his allies have tried more than 60 times to end the Affordable Care Act and to take us back to a time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. Remember what that was? Denying children with asthma, breast cancer survivors, grandparents with diabetes. And you know, America has tried these failed policies before, and we are not going back. We are not going back. We all here remember what those 4 years were like. And today, we were given yet another reminder.
I'm not sure if you caught this as well, but even Joe Rogan, the right-wing podcaster, now says that he believes Vice President Kamala Harris is going to beat Donald Trump. Again, yet another major blow to Donald Trump's whole, wannabe persona of a strong man. Look, we'll keep you posted as we learn more, but again, I'll show you one more. Let me just show you how pathetic this is. Donald Trump and the top surrogate accusing the FBI director of being involved in the assassination attempt. Trump appointed FBI Director Christopher Wray. He's a Republican. And Donald Trump's top surrogate, Laura Loomer, is now reposting Donald Trump. Trump has previously said he loves her work, Laura Loomer. You don't want to get Loomered. You're doing great work for Trump. That's what Trump's always said. And what she's doing is she's posting this. She goes, "We can't trust the FBI. The attempted assassination was an inside job!" ! Spreading the most unhinged and dangerous conspiracy theories. And she's one of the top people in Trump's campaign from the Magga world. She has an informal role, but she goes to all the events and does all of the things. I've done a ton of videos on her. This is who Donald Trump hangs with. That's why I say, I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're Democrat. If we care about democracy, we got to put country over party. And this MAGA ain't conservative. It's wannabe cosplay fascism weird. I'll leave you with this. Republican mayor of Mesa, Arizona, John Giles, conservative city, Mesa, Arizona. Okay. But here's what John Giles has to say about why he's endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris. Play the clip.
Let's talk about the why you are supporting Kamala Harris and rejecting Donald Trump, who is a Republican. What is the reason that you find her to be the preference and the preferred candidate over even Trump?
Well, I think that there's a minimum bar for elected officials in this country, and having to do with character, having to do with commitment to the rule of law and the Constitution. And I don't feel like Mr. Trump gets over that low bar. And at the same time, I do think that the vice president is a good alternative. The contrast between the two of them is stark, and President Trump does not compare well. There are many issues that, again, being a Republican, I differ with the vice president on. But what to me is the compelling reason to support her is that I don't question that at the top of her agenda is what is in the best interest of the United States. I honestly can't say that I think that's the case with Mr. Trump.
Well, there you have it, folks. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.